talk about him, the first thing which comes to my mind is his humility. Contest, whether it's a contest thing or not a contest part of it, every time I call him up and give him a very short notice, I want this evolution to be done. Can you please help me? He takes out of his time from his office time and then helps me with that. Even in our club contest as well, the club meetings he has helped us. And I requested him for the evolution part, which he has already done in a separate segment. And today I have requested him for a session on education part. And the agenda is simple. We are a novice person and he is supposed to tell us how a speech is constructed and how it has to be delivered from start to the finish. And with that, I request distinguished Toastmaster Rohin to please take the stage and set the proceedings.
Thank you so much, Arindam. Thank you so much for the kind words and the words of praise for me. And I really, if somebody says if you love praise and if you are not demotivated by the criticism, you are alive. And I can guarantee I'm alive. So, guys, good evening to all of you. Can I one request what a generally trainer or you can say the conversator helps? Can I have your cameras on? Otherwise, it would look like I'm talking to Arindam Bhattacharya on a podcast, and other people are watching. Some are doing some, you know, cooking with, all together. Some are doing, some are getting strong. You can say that bamboo from her wife, and so and so. Number of things. So let's be in the moment. And some of the bachelors would be planning our Saturday है, आज कहाँ बैठना है and so. Number of things can be there. So before I start, I had given this session earlier a name. People used to ask me, and I was just talking to uh, Arindam that yes, earlier I was giving the session name as a seriousness is a disease. Today I have added one more title to this particular session. I won't say it as an educational session. I would say it is a conversation. The session looks boring. अरे यार कोई tie coat पहन के आएगा and he will give ज्ञान and all. We'll not have anything like that. We'll have a conversation, and I'm not going to use any PPT today. I'm going to have a conversation with you guys. I hope it's okay with you.
Yes.
Even if it's not
Yeah.
okay, we don't have any other options. So now the question arises, humorous speech. What I'm going to cover today, I'll share later. Let's understand what are your expectations. Are we on the same page? Or when it comes to humor or when it comes to speeches, what you expect from a speech? Normally, when you go for a speech, when you watch the speech, after that 5 to 7 minutes, what are your opinions? What do you remember? Anyone? Let it be right, wrong. I want just opinions.
I, for me, it's the story part which I remember.
Story remember, yes. Very good.
Maybe,
Abhishek, yeah.
yeah,
Abhijit,
maybe a small kind of, I would say not the right word I'm using right now. It can be a punches, what you can in other words. Maybe a
yeah.
small a phrase kind of thing that you remember that in a story that he used that a phrase kind of thing, and the way he connected to that situation that we can remember of it. Yeah.
Punches, stories, connected, connection, phrase. Yeah. Anyone else?
Maybe it's
I
jokes.
remember the personal stories. I think
Maybe it's
that
jokes,
is
personal
something that
stories.
will. Yeah.
So now coming on to the, for 1 minute, just forget Toastmasters. Come into your real life. When you meet a person for the very first time, and to be very frank, we are judgmental. In fact, now when we are attending this session, some of you will be judgmental. I will be judgmental. Oh, what kind of answer is giving? Yes or no? So
Yes.
the judgment criteria gets changed from one location to another location. When we meet a person for the very first time, normally it's a connection, it's a story. At the time, we don't go with agenda. We just go without any agenda. And we remember what that person told us, how he made us feel, and what's the one thing we remember from his or her conversations, isn't it? So that's why the session's name, what I've given today to this conversation is Learn, Unlearn, Relearn. There's a famous quote by one of the I don't remember the name of the person, but I remember the quote. That is, illiterates of the 21st century would not be the people who cannot read, write, and learn. Read, write, and learn. Speak. Illiterates of the 21st century would be the people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. My agenda will be based on this particular thing, and I'll try to make it interactive. Now, how learn, unlearn, relearn will cover in the parts to come. What I'm going to cover. First one is humor. How humor is generated. Some people are born humorous. Some people have to work on it. I'll take your opinions. Then we all have ideas, but how to convert that idea into a full-fledged speech. Third will be second will be content. Third will be delivery. Some people say without any expressions and people die laughing. Some people do put extra efforts, have a lot of energy, still not even a single people laugh. So what matters in a good delivery of the content? Last but not the least, some do's and don'ts from my experience, and everything will be revolved around learn, unlearn, relearn. Good to go? Now the question number one, and there's nothing right or wrong in this conversation. There are just opinions. Okay, so please don't worry about sharing anything. I'm not going to give you rating. I'm not going to give you write your KPIs or KRAs. So the first question is, are we born humorous or it's a skill that can be acquired?
It's a
I
skill
don't
that can.
think. Yeah, the skills can be
Skill that
acquired.
can be acquired.
Yeah.
Anyone has some different opinion? No, we have some born humor. Some people are born humorous.
Yes,
Yes, there
some
are
people
I
are.
think it's
some
both.
people.
Yeah, so it's both. The good thing is some people are born humorous. Some people are not very humorous, but they need to work on them with some practice, with some changes they can. Today we'll focus on the people who think they have little bit of sense of humor, but they want to take it to the next level. And just attending this session won't make you the world champion or champion of public speaking in humorous speech contest, but it can add some value to your life. Okay. Now the question arises why people are born humorous. Yeah, Arindam.
Uh, What about those people who are not born humorous?
Yeah, I'm coming on that part.
Okay.
So now the question arises some people are not born humorous. Why? The question arises why? I have a story for this. So we'll focus on the why. You know what army we have lieutenant, captain, major and all. One lieutenant, he got inducted into a army unit, and while patrolling or carrying out the duty inspection, he found one sentry was standing in front of a table 24/7. One sentry, they are working in three shifts, handing, taking. He got surprised. He said, my God, what the hell? It's important in the table that a sentry is guarding that table. He asked the sentry, why are you standing here? He said, my senior told me to stand, so I'm standing. He asked his senior, Subedar, Major, everyone. No one was aware why that duty was being done. He got more curious. So he went, got research and came to know that one brigadier was there who started this, you know, tradition. He went to that brigadier's home, said, sir, I have come from that particular unit and, I have one query. Why the hell that post, where a table is there and guard is standing? Brigadier Saab laughed. He said, oh my God, the paint is still wet. Now the question arises, paint is still wet. Why factor? We normally, what we do? We focus on the content part, delivery part, anything, we don't focus on the root cause, the why behind why some people are humorous, while some people are not. The reason is your personality is not defined in a day. Your personality is defined by the parents you have, what kind of situations you have at your home, what kind of friends you find, what kind of company. You say you are the average of 5 people you stay with. And I have observed it, it works. You stay with negative people, those who always say, "Arey yaar, naukri nahi mil rahi, yaar, boss is bad, no increment, yeah, Toastmaster, there's a politics always, no, these Mumbai people always go, number of things." So your thought process will change, will change as per that. You will say, "No, I am not changed," but it will. That's a subtle improvement. So the root cause of your thought process starts from the inbuilt character, inbuilt personality, inbuilt conditions. What you have your in family, your friends, and social circle. So the first step, Arindam, you told that why people are not humorous. And some people, you say Punjabis normally are, "Arey, koi baat nahi, tension leni, kar dange, chak dange," and so and so. Because of the upbringing they have. I would say my upbringing, my mother is a very good mimicry, women. In our home, we don't take things so seriously. We take lightly, "Arey, but I cannot expect everyone else to be the same." So what I do in childhood, I was very serious. Some people used to look at me. I was so serious. He said, "Rohin, why are you crying?" I said, "No, I'm not crying." "Hey, why are you crying? Why are you crying?" So I kept on crying because I used to take myself so seriously. Then somehow, I don't know, by God's grace, it changed. I stopped taking myself so seriously. If something is bullying, I also join him in bullying me. "Oh, that's okay, fine." So first step in changing, I think I would say second step in changing your thought process is not changing your thought process. First step is acknowledging your thought process. Whether you are serious or you are sincere. Any different views over here? Or anyone has some say, "No, no, Eroin, you are saying I'm not getting it. ये बहुत ज़्यादा spiritual हो रहा है." Is it? Now you would say, how do I know? Am I serious or am I boring? You know, humor is everywhere. Humor is everywhere. You need to find out. Situations are common for everyone. Somebody gets late in the meeting, he'll say, "Oh, yaar, I'm so late. I'm the, dumbest person on this, sir." Some people get it, "Okay, sir, that's okay, fine. But it doesn't mean that you go late to the meetings. It depends how you react to the situations. Say, for example, you are boring. Have this experiment with you. Do you get irritated very easily? Some small problem happens in your life and you said, "Why God, why it's with me?" For example, there's a joke in Punjab. No, girls were getting 99, 98% marks and they were, sad, or yaar, I got only 98. And boy got 35. He said, "Oh my God, 33, 2% more." That's all of your attitude. I'm not saying that, you should not aim for the high thing. Yes, but you should. So when we start looking at the things and we say, for example, you are not boring, have that test. You tell a joke, nobody laughs. Have the courage to admit that your jokes are not working. Then only you will be able to cover the damage. You say, "Oh, no, no, no. I won in my club." It may happen that your club is a corporate club and you are the, manage boss of that club. And people say, "Oh, yaar, isko नहीं जिताएंगे तो हमारा appraisal मार देगा." It may happen that the people are other people were so boring that they didn't have any choice. And they said, "Okay, yaar, कोई नहीं है, चलो इसको दे दो, किसी को तो देना है." Yes or no? Are we on the same page?
Yes.
Yes.
So first step is to acknowledge where you stand. Where do you want to reach? Then second comes, I hope first part is clear. Find out where you are. Yeah, Gaurav. Gaurav, wanna say something?
No, sir, I was acknowledging.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. And it's not sir, yeah. I'm your, I'm just 6 years younger than you, whatever age you are. So don't mind. Don't call me sir. So now the
Yeah.
second part, you know where you are. Now we come on to the techniques. How to generate humor. Any idea how do we generate humor? You have attended any session, some would have given you care product or some formula to generate humor.
Some punchlines.
Punchlines, but how? Any idea?
With a humorous twist.
Yeah, twist, punchlines. Yes, definitely. Like, I see something in you. Have you seen that speech?
Yes.
That speech is not, that punchline, I see something is not very humorous. But when you see that speech and you see, I see something in you, you said, oh my God, it's so funny, so humorous. So yes, punchlines. Any other twist? Any other guess, guys? Let's
Misdirection.
Maybe
Misdirection.
miss direction. Yes, definitely.
Misdirection.
Misdirection. Yes, definitely.
maybe create a situation maybe on your wife or maybe boss and narrate a story on that. Maybe
That is the
something like
most
that.
common,
Yeah.
most common part of generating humor. But that's not what technique I call. That's what just part on cracking joke on the people. The first part what I follow.
Or maybe
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Abhijit,
um,
please, please.
yeah, maybe I'll answer with a different way. Maybe one of the mentor told me that maybe you can connect a circle once again. Maybe starting you start with some story and the content and the end you again connect back to your starting again so that you the whole circle gets connected. This is one of the technique I learned during starting of my this preparing of that last humorous contest. This is one of the technique many of the people uses. So this is
Okay,
the one technique I know.
okay.
Uh, yeah.
Now just keep techniques up aside. Let me come on to the once mentor told Abhijit whatever. Now the question, the session's name is Learn, Unlearn, Relearn. For a minute, just forget whatever you have learned from the Toastmasters. Forget Toastmasters for next 5-10 minutes. I'll come on to that when we go into content. That part is first one is, what I normally follow, observations. Have you seen some of the stand-up comedians? They come on the stage and you feel like, yeah, he's saying so simple things, but it happen, all this happens with me. And you get connection with that particular thing. You say, yeah, wow. Like somebody, I gave this example in Toastmasters. Somebody coming our counter, giving our counter report and himself using more hours than the counter, the other people. Sometimes a grammarian comes to give a report and he just do MCBC, number of things, different things with the grammar. I said, and if a guest is there, he'd say, Bhai Saab, I'll not join the Toastmaster. These people are, but that is an observation because we don't judge here, except in contests. The first one is observations. Now the question arises, how do we get the observations? As I said, humor is everywhere, but you need to go little bit deeper. Sunil Grover, Guthi, or that
Yes.
Mashur Gulati. You see his comedy when he does mimicry, when he does minute things. What he does, he goes deeper. We all are not stand-up comedians. We are Toastmasters. But when you observe a thing, go deeper. Why this? Why? What can be go wrong? What can else be done? Why this thing is done? Why that table's paint is still wet? So try to look at the things from different perspective. Second thing, self-deprecating humor. I remember Abhijit's speech, Arindam's speech, where he told that he had twins and the problem of getting uh, raising twins. So self-deprecating humor that I face this problem. Like if you have seen my speech, anyone, Arindam, if not seen, you see my speech. It was a mix of self-deprecating humor. It was observations like voting judges don't get posters. Sometimes we give judgment and we give first to someone and he doesn't get any spot in the speech. These were the basic observations, but when we start writing the speeches, we go deeper and we find a meaningful connection what we can always have with the audience. But doesn't come automatically. You have to go deeper. Third one, like somebody was saying, changing the context. You are saying something and you want people to audience your audience to expect that you are saying something serious. Plot the twist, or twist the plot when you say. Like say for example, when you expect a or evaluator or come to his and he would say, try to do this, try to do this, and the next word he's planning to say something serious. Twist the plot so that the sometimes work that doesn't work, but it needs to be connected to a central idea. Fourth one, repetition. I see something in you, but I don't know what that it is. It's an iconic line. I love this line. It has been since 2014. Still people use I see something in you, I don't know, but that needs to be connected. Fifth one is imagination. Imagine if our boss was not a boy, he had been something else. We made a skit in when we were in Reliance Jamnagar. We made a skit. Imagine Gabbar Singh is running this refinery. How could be the you know conversation between the artists? Kitne aadmi the? No, no, sir. Manpower is already down. We need more. And we use spark arrestor. He said, Ghode, horses. We want to bring the horses inside. He said, where do you put the spark arrestor? Spark arrestor is not only put it on the you will not get it because you have not worked in the refinery. So these kind of things. So imagination in some fake manner. Good to go. Anyone has any different opinion here? Last but not the least is a collective self-deprecating humor. Not as an individual, like as a CA, as an engineer. Like I use this thing I'm not an engineer, but I know that many Toastmasters are engineers. I gave this speech, it was in ISC. I said, when it comes to money, all people are earning thousands, lakhs, and even crores of money, except engineers. Many people laughed because there I could connect with the people. I know that engineers, number of jokes are being made on engineers, and it was a collective self-deprecating. HR, normally people abuse them. Bachelors, married, self-deprecating as a class, self-deprecating as an individual. So first part is clear, techniques to get, but for that, root causes you need to find where you stand. Are you serious? Are you sincere? In Toastmasters, we generally are not serious, we are sincere. Imagine your boss asks you, hey Rindam, how was my presentation today? And you stand up and said, Bill Gates has said, feedback is the breakfast of the champion. And today I have three things for you, my friend. So your boss will say, why? No, no, I don't need Toastmasters. I need genuine feedback. But in Toastmasters, whatever you do, people say, अंदर से गाली दे रहे होंगे ऊपर से, oh my god, it's great, it's great. So it depends what kind of attitude you are having. Then only you can find out. Good to go. Any questions over here, guys? Now we come to the Toastmasters and the learn part comes. Me and Abhijit, Arindam were there in that Expressions 2025 when evaluation contest happened. We had one session by Maheshwari. I think what was his name?
Aditya Maheshwari.
Aditya Maheshwari. Fantastic session. It was. I think someone is in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting.
Just around.
It was related to dissolving the notes. Dissolving the notes. You remember what first question did when I asked you? I talked about when we meet a person, what do we remember? Do we remember their hand gestures? Do we remember their face expressions? Do we remember the stage movement when he's talking to us? Outside Toastmaster, we don't. But when we come to Toastmaster, we become so technical that we start looking from that angle. But we don't, we are not able to find that connection. When I meet a person for the very first time, even you meet you remember the connection. So sometimes when you do, take that opinions, evaluate it, as per your opinion, then make your, judgment, or you can say that final remarks on this. So now coming to the learn part, here Toastmaster comes, learn. That is, you have an idea, but how to bring that idea into a speech. Then Toastmasters come into picture. Opening, body, conclusion. Any idea? Say for example, anyone has some idea. Anyone is preparing or not preparing? Give me one vague idea that you want to, you know, on which you want to create a story. Any idea?
I'll take your example of VJ.
Yeah, VJ. My story was Don't Judge Me, I'm a Judge. This was the title of my story. And the question arises when you are writing to, we are going to write a speech. What is your specific message? What is the one thing people will remember after listening to your speech? And if your speech idea is more than a single line, you yourself are confused. If your idea of a speech is more than one line, कहना क्या चाहते हो? What do you want to say? Then you are still confused in your writing. So first thing is you need to find out the specific message of your speech, what people, and message doesn't need to be humor, serious humor or moral. Message is when people meet you after your speech is that, oh my God, I remember your point, you gave a speech on so and so. So the one idea, say for example, like some people are baniyas and they make jokes on baniyas and all, but then you should be a baniya. So remember the first one thing, like Arindam's speech was, if I have to, summarize his speech in single sentence, the pain of raising twins. Was it Arindam?
Yes.
Now you have got your first idea, or the pain of losing a girlfriend, the pain of losing someone else, even death. Death can be humorous, but you need to find out that thing. Sarcasm comes into picture. If I have to make a joke now, it's just coming, I'm saying, example, if somebody said dying, oh my God, we said, oh, dying, die, we are afraid of dying. Dying is not easy. And you have to die, you know the basic process, but what's the background process? Whether you are a Hindu, you are a Muslim, whether you are from India, whether we have vacancy in the heaven or health, your charge sheet, what you have done for the complete life. No, that request, it's like an Amazon delivery. It goes to the, people from your particular religion. You can create a speech on that part also, but you need to find out what is that one message you want the audience to remember. Yes or no? Any different opinions here? Now the question arises, you have second part, you have that idea. Just 1 minute. PSC band karna yaar, please. You have got the idea. Now the second part. Don't take the punches and write a speech around that. What do you do? Arey yaar, I have 5 jokes. My God, I'll make a speech out of this. No. Make a speech and add punches to it. In evaluation, what happens? I was participating in an evaluation speech contest, and even one I was watching on YouTube. One lady had come from home preparing evaluation from home also only. You and me are like this, this candle. Like I'm lighting this candle up. In the same way, I'm going to give my evaluations to you. She had prepared. She had come brought the that prop from home, and whatever speech you give, doesn't matter. She just put that speech in that particular evaluation, and luckily she won also. So doesn't matter. Now the question arises, you have that central idea, you have the speech. Don't just put the punches, speech into the punches, do reverse. On the left side, write your speech title or idea. On the right side or left side, write a speech ideas, write punches, and find out if this can work here. If it's aligning to my central message, take it. If it's not, remove it. That is just an idea, content. Now the second part, third part in content, you have an idea. Yeah, Arindam.
For example, you said speech and then add punches, but
I'm
just
coming to that point.
my doubt is
Yeah, doubt.
it's a humorous speech contest, for example,
Mm,
which you are
mm,
competing for.
mm.
Then if the punch is missing or punch is less, does it impact anyway in the
Yes,
speech content?
it does. But punches are some punches, as I told you, punches need to be related to some context. So on that point, I was coming. Like if I tell you, I see something in you, and if you have not listened to that speech, you'll say, Arey, yaar, this is a normal boring line. But if you listen to that speech, if you have listened to that speech, and I tell you, I see something in you, but I don't know what that it is, you will be able to connect better than anyone else. So I was coming on to that point. That was speech and content, sorry, punches. We have not started the adding punches part yet. Before that, you need to set the context. That is the opening. What you are going to tell in next 5 to 7 minutes. What led to the situation? What's happening in the situation? Or some background of the content. It doesn't happen. I say, come today we'll learn about humorous speech contest. First part is you do this. No. You just add some context into it. Like in my speech, it was no, I have some special Toastmaster friends who call me 2 times a year, only 2 times, September and October, February and March. And remember, half of the audience, those who understand this joke, had started laughing at this point, ha ha ha. But half saying, yet what's saying? Then the second part, some 20 days, in September 2020, I would have received call from 10, 15 people. Hey, Toastmaster Rohin, how are you? I said I will not be a voting judge. Then the punch got connected, people got connected, and the people who had received a call to be a voting judge, they immediately got connected. Make sense? Yes, no? Now the question arises setting the context. I chose the death idea now. So from that death, you can start with a lighter note. No, like you can start with some quotation or some you anything. What you are going to tell in the next part. Evaluation, you can start with some idea. Our counter, you can start anything. Tell the people what you're going to narrate in next 4 5 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes so that they are wired with you. Yes, I'm going to listen to this. And your central idea should remain same. Make sense? Yes, no? Now body. In body, it would be some characters. It would be some imaginary characters. It would be some characters, those who people can correlate to. And those 6 techniques, self-deprecating, observations, your imagination, your repetition, number of things start coming. And you see some of the observations you feel, some of the self-deprecating humor, some embarrassing thing happens with you. Like give you my example, when I started writing my speech, it in area it was comparison between area being a voting judge inside Toastmaster and being a judge outside Toastmasters. And it did happen with me. I became a judge and they sent a car for me, give a bouquet, every gone, give a standing ovation. I wore coat, I was given a chance, everything. And I made a speech, context outside, inside. In division, I've left that outside Toastmasters and add some more jokes. In division, I remember, removed the message part. Earlier there was a message in my speech. Oh my God, you might be feeling that I'm telling a lie. No, I'm telling a lie. It's just a joke, it's a joke. But being a voting judge is not an easy job. You get to IRSC and so Gyan and so and so. I got it evaluated from some person. He said, Rohin, 4 and 5 minutes, your speech is on this level. But here, after your ending is getting so emotional, boring, and so, remove message. I said that worked for me. And in the last, I said, if you don't, you know, uh, believe my words, I swear on the contest, I swear on the contest chair and future PQD and so and so. So I ended with the humorous part. Okay, now coming on back to body, characters, conversations. You can have exaggeration, but in characters, what I feel when you watch a stand-up comedy, you normally connect to a genuine person. He's saying he's telling the truth, or you connect to a person who said, "One day my dad told me, son, what are you doing?" I said, "Father, I'm doing this." "Oh, mama, oh no, do we do this?" No. The conversation between the characters should be such a way. No, what are they discussing? In what context they are discussing? There's a book called Talk Like Ted. I had to use that word in evaluation also. Carmen Gallo, he has given 9 public speaking secrets in that particular book. And one secret is creating a mental picture of the story in the minds of the participants. When I'm talking to you, if I'm able to make that mental picture in your mind, what that conversation is going on, I have done my job. Okay. And then you're in your body, it may be conversation, maybe what's happening, something boring happening, something good happening, whatever you are self-deprecating. In the last conclusion, what you want the audience to remember, what you have promised in the initial line, are you connecting the dots? Abhijit, what you were talking, what your mentor was talking, closing the loop. What you promised earlier, have you given that thing? If yes, what's the call to action? If there is, and are you summarizing it in such a way, what question you have asked in the starting, have they got the answer? So they remember your speech. So next time you get a call from anyone trying to be voting judge, remember my speech. So this kind of thing. Content part, I'll not go into very details. कितना punch डालना है, क्या करना है. Content part is one part I'm missing. Do we need to add a message here? Oh, Rohin, this is not a stand-up comedy. We can't just go and tell people to laugh and go. It's a Toastmaster meeting. We should say, oh yeah, yes, you should have a message. Adding a message or not, that's your choice. But that message should co-align with the central idea of the speech. Make sense? Yes, no? Are we on the same page? Going
Yes.
good? Now coming on to the
Yes.
delivery part. Now coming on to the delivery part. I was watching the world champion of public speaking today, and what I gave you that first second and reason. My reason was not any technical thing. How did he use his hand gestures? How did he use his vocal variety? How did he use his eye contact? I didn't. My thing was connection. I was able to connect with 2 people whose speech I could listen. I even in fact 3 people, and I had given them first, second, third because I just watched 6 speeches, 7, 8 I could not watch, and those 3 people I could connect. So I thought that in my idea, these are the people. And when it comes to voting judges, voting happens later. Initially, it happens here. The judges, when they connect, or they say, oh, yeah, then they adjust their words, their numbers later on. In some part, when they're confused, they may find the ballot counter what's that. But first judgment doesn't happen here. First judgment happens here. Yes or no? When you go to watch a humorous
Absolutely,
speech,
yes.
ISC speech, you say, people come, once I was a child. I said, yeah, why the hell he's shouting? So somebody says, oh, when I was doing, you remember Arindam in that humorous speech session, one person, and I'm not going to that detail. Now the question in the delivery part, first genuine advice what worked for me, be yourself. Be the original version of yourself on the stage. You say, but vocal variety, your eye contact, your punches, you should raise your voice. Agree. If you are using those punches in your day-to-day life, like I'm using, I'm not prepared, I'm not rehearsed for this session. I'm having a conversation with you. So people don't want the polished part, or you can say that technical part of yours in a communication session. They want the original self of you. So be your original self, style, whatever style you have, but your content should reach the audience. That is the basic idea. Now, vocal variety. Yes, you can use vocal variety where vocal variety doesn't mean just to lower and raise your voice, keeping your voice lowered and upper level. No, vocal variety is, say for example, if you're talking like a father, you can change your voice in such a way that it looks a father is speaking. Your own father, somebody else's father, some funny father. If a child is speaking, it should look like a child is speaking, but in your own style. इसे यार रोहिन confuse कर रहे हो एक तरफ बोल रहे हो कि you are saying that you need to change a vocal, but that is your imagination. Like I gave this example in my speech. I heard somebody in the audience saying, judging is not up to the mark. There were two aspects in this. First one was imagination, one was the exaggeration, third one was the vocal variety. In Toastmasters online speech, nobody talks judging is not up to the mark, nobody writes. Where did I hear it from? It was my imagination. But I made them people feel that somebody is talking in the audience. They were so indulged with me, I made them believe because I believed it. Okay. Now punchlines. Some punchlines like we talk about when we say that changing the plot. You can take some pauses before getting onto the main thing, but that's your style. Like I told, you may be earning thousand lakhs crores, but everyone people is earning in so and so, except engineers. So I'm giving the people a chance to think, then giving. Third part here is when you are preparing a speech, prepare it for 6.5 minutes. 1 minute keep reserved for people to laugh and be your original self. Okay. When it comes to, I see some people giving advices. Oh, when you are saying that people, he doesn't have his left hand, show people what kind of problem he's facing. Tying is people be able to react more. Why the hell? That's my opinion. I may be wrong. When I tell you, there was my friend who lost his one arm and he was not able to do basic things. Not even, button his, but tug up his buttons. Not able to do namaste to people. Do I need to do acting and say, oh no, 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 you this, oh, he was not able to do, he was not able to tie his loose. Don't be over dramatic. Learn, unlearn, relearn. So in Toastmasters, learn, get that feedback, apply that feedback on yourself, whether it works, it doesn't work, and then convert that feedback into an opinion and then try it on yourself. Like I give you my first speech, I took mentoring from one of my seniors. Now I don't take mentoring from him. He said, Rohin, do something drama. My first visit, I was very emotional, so and so. And now when I look at that speech, I said, oh my God, what I was doing. That was not my style. So in the delivery part, be your original self, use your voice. If you can do mimicry, if you're good at it, do it. But without getting diverted from the main thing. Characters, you can use vocal variety, but not in over dramatic way. Just let the content reach your audience in the way you want. Make suspense, take pauses, but be calm. Okay. Now, last but not the least, some do's and don'ts, and then we'll go towards the questions. First part is, as I told you that remember your central idea. Don't over rehearse it. Oh, I have rehearsed it so and so. First part is forget the content part. First step is connect. Like I told you today, when I went to the World Champion of Public Speaking to see that thing, I was able to connect. Don't just rush on the stage and today what I'm going to tell, no, no, none of things. Half of your 30, your 30 seconds in the initial time, if you're not able to connect with the audience, you have lost your battle already. Then you can try a number of things. In the initially, what I follow, start with small things or start with a message. Let the audience know what you want to tell. It can be, like, have you seen that lighting a cigarette, words have power? Basic thing is
Yes.
start and oh, what? And then tell. In starting, don't just rush to the content. No, 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 I have to come. First part is connect with the audience. You can see, while delivering, have a conversation with the people. Don't just come on the stage that you are coming for the delivering lecture. Come on the stage like you're talking to a friends, group of friends. Talk to the people in their eyes. One, two, three, four. First part is do is make connection. Now some don'ts. First part is don't get your speech over evaluated. Yeah, Rohin, give me some tips. Yeah, you do this like this. Abhijit, give me some tips. Do this. Yeah, Rohin told this. He's doing this. Prajyoti, give me some tips. This. Then your whole idea gets segregated in someone else's opinion. Get it evaluated from one or two people and don't believe in the evaluation. Don't believe in the evaluation blindly. If we are, providing a feedback is an art, receiving a feedback is an extraordinary art. So get your speech evaluated and have the courage to get the not constructive criticism. Have the courage to get the criticism of the speech. It would be great if people laugh on your speech before you go on the bigger stage. Okay. Third, try with small things. Try with small things in your local club meeting. Try with small things on your, friend circle. Try out the jokes. Like I tried some of the jokes which I'm going to do in my next humorous speech. Some of them worked, some did. Fourth one, sex, religion, politics. Obviously, you know, color, caste, greed, looks. You can do it on yourself. Imagine if I come and start making joke on Arindam, on his looks or in his hair, it will feel bad. If I come and say, my hair are losing number of things, I can do say anything to me. You will not. You will say, oh, that's a self-deprecating humor. It will not feel offending to someone. Some non-veg jokes in the double meaning things. We are in a professional. So sex, religion, politics is not a part of the official rule book, but your idea, you are here to make people laugh, not to offend someone. Okay. I'll give you one example. This I give in every, session. One day before our humorous speech contest, we had a session by the great Mark Brown. No, Mark Brown, Mark Brown? He was the world champion of public speaking in 1994. And he gave some tips initially that, when you come on the stage, you should ask some questions. How many of you do this? Can I raise of hands so and so? I was listening to him. I said, my God, I have not asked even a single question in my speech. So should I ask, how many of you have been voting judges? In this thing, I said, no, yaar. I listened to my intuition. That my speech, I have won the area, I have won the district, it has worked. Starting has worked multifolds. Let me listen to my own intuition. Don't just blindly believe in the experts or in the mentors. Use your own intuition. If your intent is saying, yes, it will work, I know it will work, it will work. Last but not the least, some spiritual part to it. When you go on the stage, on that day, don't tell yourself that you are not, humorous. Before that, you can tell that, no, I'm not humorous, I'm working on that. People say, practice like you know anything, nothing. Perform like you know everything. So like today when I was preparing, I was not preparing for this session. I just came, I said, it happened with me. I won the humorous speech contest and some of the club members, when I got a call, hey, Toastmaster Rohin, your witty humor made us all laugh, everything. You are a great person. I said, I'll take the session. सीधा आओ काम पे आओ मैं कर लूंगा. When I when I went to take this session, I used PPT because everyone else uses PPT and there's no connection. I just saying and people saying, people are looking like, they have come to the appraisal meeting with their boss and nobody's laughing. I thought, yeah, it's not working. So, and second thing, I went in some meeting, it happens twice. Their immediate past history director, some serious senior people came. I said, oh my God, these people are sitting here. Oh, oh, how could I make them laugh if they don't laugh? It went, even after winning humorous speech contest, it went for a toss. Then I said, I listened to my intuition. I said, PPT doesn't matter. What matters is the connection. I stopped using PPT. Yes, you should have a framework that sits with me in my mobile in case I forget. But what do I need to do? I need to have that connection. So learn, unlearn, relearn. Learn from the Toastmasters, learn the basics, get the feedback, implement that feedback, debate on that feedback. Oh my God, you should come, running like you're telling that people are running. Try to find that works for you or not. If it works, you do. I think you should use the stage. Left part can be for the 1980s. Center part can be for the present. This right part can be the future. Not required in my sense. You can stand there, you can deliver until you are connecting with the audience. So summarizing, see, humor is everywhere. You need to find out that humor. If you're boring, help have that self-evaluation, introspection, and ask yourself that honest question: am I boring? If yes, I need to start work. If I'm already at some level that people laugh on my jokes, start working to multiply that humor. But you need to go deeper. 6 techniques: observations, self-deprecating, imagination, you can say that
Station.
repetition, repetition, and some exaggeration, some imagination, some collective self-deprecating humors. Or before I summarize, let me have it from you guys. If you guys have made the uh, this first part was
Observation.
observations, then self-deprecating, others
Changing.
We
Third
start
part
changing
is
the context.
with the plot.
hmm,
Okay. Second part, then content,
Body
have a
language.
central idea. Yeah. Yeah,
Body
Rajat.
language.
Body language, yes. Now you have that idea. Let the idea be the main thing, and the speech should revolve around that idea, not just take punches and add speech into it. Have that idea, opening, body, conclusion, set the context, have characters, have conversation, do 6 parts in that particular thing, make a story out of it, and then make a speech. Write a speech and add jokes into it, not add jokes and give your speech into that. Content part cover, content is the king. The better written content, the more chances of winning. Delivery, be your original self. If they are characters, try to live those characters without forcing them on yourself. Be your original self. Don't try to over dramatize. If you're using your hand gestures in your daily language, use it. Otherwise, don't just force. No, I'm too slow. No, no, no. It will distract. If you are using it in your real language, use it. Otherwise, don't overdo it. Be your original self. And do's and don'ts, listen to your intuition. Don't get your speech over evaluated, and listen to your intuition. What you feel right is the right. Laugh on your own jokes before you go on the stage. Enjoy your speech and let that energy be all around the audience. Before you give a speech, connect with the audience. The more you connect, the better you will have that laugh. That's all from my side, guys. Let's have some questions if you have some questions. And if you have any queries, if you have any issues, we can always discuss. The forum is open.
Thank you so much. If you have any question, if other persons have any question, मुझे meeting का start was very good. Which when you said, I won the humorous speech contest. I have also won the evolution, but evolution के लिए कोई बुलाता नहीं है.
क्योंकि मैं सच बोलता हूँ. And I'm just joking because I cannot, tell people only technical things. Sometimes people say, "Arey yaar, no, uh, some people we have this emotional bent of mind. Some people have the technical bent of mind, right part, left part. No, some people try to go retard. यार, the person I called it in our team, technical पता ही कुछ नहीं इसको यार. क्यों बुलाया इसको?" So, so that can happen. Yeah, Sachin, coming on to your question.
Yes, so Rohin, I wanted to ask, in your humorous speeches, does it happen that you need to, I mean, when you're giving your speech, you are cracking jokes and the audience sometimes does not laugh. So do you take those feedbacks and then you have to adapt, or you go on with your memorized script? How do you handle it?
Fantastic. So when I go with the script, sometimes people don't laugh. I take it lightly. And if on the moment something comes to your mind, I just crack it. I will go with my intuition because my idea is not to write a script and just cram it there. No, my idea is to tell a story. And sometimes the story what I wrote in my diary, it may not be the same what I'm sharing on the stage. Say for example, I'm doing that. I went a joke. I put cracked a joke, and nobody laughed. And on the spot, if I found some serious guy, I'll say, "Oh my God, people are looking like Venkat here." No, I think people have attended Venkat's class. If those people Venkat in the audience, they know that he is not he's some strict guy. So all the jokes don't work. What I do, I evaluate myself after the speech. I take 2-3 feedbacks from people. Hey, what worked? अच्छा लगा. And normally you get it when the people laugh. So giving a feedback is an art. Receiving the feedback is an extraordinary art. So you should be true to yourself and to the audience. And yes, as I told you, some jokes, if you find that 50% of people are laughing, so that energy is contagious for the other 50 person to laugh. They'll say, "Arey, hum nahi हंस रहे." They will laugh by by chance, not by choice. So some jokes don't work. Don't worry about them.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Prajyoti.
हाँ जैसे कि हम ड्राफ्ट करते हैं रेडी, तभी हमारे ड्राफ्ट में कैरेक्टर रहते हैं. तो वो कैरेक्टर है वो कितने होने चाहिए, मतलब जैसे कि मैं कुछ फूड के बारे में लिख रही हूँ, तो फूड कैसा रहता है कि एक हेल्दी फूड वाला रहता है, मतलब 30 to 40 कैटेगरी वाला, जो बच्चे रहते हैं जैसे कि बिलो 10 years, और पेरेंट्स रहते हैं जो अबव 60 है. तो फूड कैटेगरी में मैं बात करने जाऊंगी तो ये 4 लोग मुझे लगेंगे, जैसे कि 3 और मैं एक. तो वो मतलब कैरेक्टर ज्यादा रहेंगे स्पीच में तो प्रॉब्लम होता है क्या?
इसमें I'll give it Hindi also answer. Speech में character is your imagination. You can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 10. Now the question arises, you have 7 minutes. 7.5 minutes.
Yes.
आपकी जो speech है, is this just a conversation between those 5 people? How much time that each person is taking? उनका direct delivery आपस में क्या कर रहे हो? If your speech is more sort of dialogue among them, it should not look like a drama.
Yeah.
So character choice is your choice, but say for example, if there are 5 characters, you are taking 2 or 3 children. Can you put the same children in single person and you can have that same thing that some people like Chinese food? Oh my God, I like. Some people don't like Chinese food or it depends upon your central idea, what you are, what your central idea is, and in that central idea, how do they fit? But time limit is only 7 minutes. Now, second thing is writing a speech. When you told us, you have brought a very good idea. Writing a speech. Generally, what I used to do earlier. I don't write complete speech. I need not, memorize the script. But writing a speech is a good idea. I forgot to tell is because when you write a speech, the thoughts come. You can, thoughts आ जाए हैं कल you may not have. We get around 10,000, even more thoughts than this. when you write a speech, you can go to that idea later on and you can say यार इसमें तो हंसी नहीं आ रही, इसमें ऐड हो रहा है. So this was the speech. I have only written 2 speeches till now. One was my icebreaker and one was my humor speech, and both worked. So coming back to your choice, your question, Prajyoti, number of characters, your choice. Don't try to overdo the things. Do it in such a way that they fit in your central message, and don't go with over. Mama, I want to tell. No, that's not required. Have a conversation between them in such a way it looks natural as per your style. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Rohin.
Yeah, thank you. Amruta.
So I want to ask only one question. You won both the contest, evaluation and humorous speech as well. So I want to ask, are you going with ballot or are you just going with your intuition or understanding all the time?
I
Or
think
are you
Arindam can answer this question better than me. We'll have this answer from Arindam first, then I'll answer. Arindam, what do you think?
She is my mentor. Answer to मिल गया ना. Now
I
back to
go with
you.
I go with my intuition first, but yes, ballot I cannot simply ignore. Like when I talk about evaluation, there's a pattern. You know, you need to have, I think 50% of the marks are on your analytical skills. So I will be able to analyze only if I understand the message. In evaluation, I'll go in one by one. In evaluation, I just don't go and just write. When the speech was going on, I was just sitting, looking at this and making notes, only 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. So it's my style. I don't just start writing. I understand, I listen to the speech, and after the speech is over, I ask myself, what was the central message from that particular thing? Was able to get the answer to the question what he has asked, what he wants to tell. The content I just write on 1 or 2 words, content, hand cut, evaluation, whatever. And then then later on, I summarize those things. I don't just write. No. So first part, I go with my intuition, obviously, because I think like an audience. I don't think like a judge. When in evaluation, that what he was planning to tell, was it clear to me in the content part? Was the content well structured? Was there proper opening body conclusion? So these 3 aspects I just cover, and whether what he was planning to tell me, was it clear, or were there some, you can jargons. The content part is over, not delivery part. Whatever he was telling, was he able to connect, keeping his original part? And was he interacting with the complete audience? Yes, no. So based on that, this is my intuition. Now coming on to the evaluation is a performance. I cannot just go and tell. There are some questions for the analytical skills. There are some questions for the summarizing part. There are some questions for the suggestions. I just don't tell कि तेरा ये खराब था. क्या खराब था? Why it was not good? And what are the suggestions to improve that thing? That gives me extra weightage when it comes to ballot. So my answer, I go with my intuitions, keeping ballot in my mind in evaluation. And when I go for humorous, I just go as a storyteller. I've come here to tell my story to the world or to the audience, whomsoever they are. I hope it makes sense, Amrita.
Yes. I have a follow-up question, but you can take
No,
one
you
question.
can take follow. Arindam, is it okay if we go by 7:15 or 20? Yeah,
Yes.
you can ask the follow-up questions.
Yes, I have one more question. What is your preparation process? You write your draft, you are good with your draft, you check with your mentor, everything is good. And after that, the preparation comes. So, what is the preparation part that
Yeah,
I want to know?
so I start with the thought process. We have a lot of thoughts in my, so I get some vague idea. इस पे speech बन सकता है. I write that speech, one line message. Death can be funny. That can be one part. Now when I'm bathing, idea comes, अरे यार ऐसा हुआ था, it happens. So I have one short diary with me. When I go after bathing, I'll just write that thing, punch speech, this. So whenever some thoughts come, sometimes I use it in my mobile that we have some keep notes and all. I write that punch, and later on when I go to this writing a speech, I just write speech. Left side I do my content part and opening body, and where that punch is adding. Once that, and then I start writing speech. And by God, I am not getting it reviewed from a mentor. As of now, I don't have any mentor. But yes, I do try it on my wife. My wife doesn't laugh on my jokes. If she laughs, I said, my God, if the serious women is laughing, why the hell other people won't laugh? And you won't believe, voting judge's speech, she laughed. I said, why मैं जीत गया district. So, but yes, evaluation, I get it. Feedback, when people give the feedback, I genuinely listen to that, analyze that feedback, whether it matches with my central idea. Like some people told me, Rohin, voting judges wala speech बहुत हो गया. You have given it area, you have given it division. Now district, you should prepare something else. It was good advice. But my thought process was area, only 4 clubs member were there. Division, only 5, 16, maybe more clubs were there. When it comes to district, only 10-12% people have listened to my speech. 80% is the new audience. That's my logical skills. And I have added more things to that. And I listened to one person, he said, your ending is not going good. Add some humor in the end. It looks logical to me. I took the feedback. I worked on that thing, implemented. So receiving feedback is an extraordinary art. So I just receive that feedback, do it my own way, get some good feedback from Pinky was there. Yeah, one more thing I'll try to add. He said, Pinky, when I was preparing, Pinky told Rohin, you should get your speech evaluated from the world champions, like Furse is there, he takes so and so. I know that I knew my content. I had belief on my content. It had worked in area, it had worked in division. I just don't went up with the flow. I said, no, I'll evaluate it myself. But that's my style. Every speech, whether you want or you don't want, you can evaluate it, get it evaluated from mentor. If you don't want, that's your choice. There's no written rule. I hope I've closed the loop. The answer is clear to you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, Abhishek.
clear. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Abhishek. Yeah, Abhishek.
Hi. Yeah, one of the questions I think I was asked, which was how do you develop your punches? I think this was one of the things that I wanted to ask you. But if you want to add anything, that how you said that you whenever you find you wrote it down. But how do you develop your punches? That is something that is very tough for somebody who is not inherently funny.
Yeah. I'm told. Yeah, Seema, if you can keep your mute on. Yeah, thank you. So what happens? It's about the thought process. I have developed a thought process. I know when I found someone, people, I just always find out, I take life कि आज ही खत्म हो जाए अगर भगवान बोले आज ही आना तो I'm said okay मैंने जितना जी लिया. So I always keep my that part. अरे इसमें कुछ अलग है यार. That part is always open. Like my boss. My boss, he tells so many lies. It's not known to me only. My whole team knows. In front of him, I'm saying, oh yeah, sir, yeah, I just keep on in the मेरे बैग में recording चल रहा है. When I go with my colleagues, अरे यार क्या झूठ बोल रहे थे and so try it on them. And if sometimes some jokes are not mine, some jokes are somebody else's joke, I try those jokes, keeping that these are my jokes. If same happens with me, like I'll do when so it's the perspective from which you see. I don't just prepare for the humorous speech when the humorous speech session comes. I prepare it for the complete, I live the motto of my life is seriousness is a disease. So humor is everywhere. You need to find out. For that, you need to go away from the seriousness. But that's my personality. I cannot ask you to be like me, or I cannot uh, ask you to be like me, or I cannot ask myself to you be like you. I being humorous is being vulnerable also. Sometimes when you crack a joke and people, there's a difference between being funny and being humorous. Being funny is people don't start taking, if I come and say, "Arey, ye to hasaate rehte hain." No, that's okay. I can change my tone when I need to give the serious message. I'm handling a team. When I have to give some serious or like sincere message to them, I use that tone. ये करना है, ऐसे करना है. And if I find that situation is getting tense, then I can जो नहीं तो मैं तेरे को मार दूंगा, and then the humor part comes. So perspective towards life. I hope it makes sense, Abhishek, or any follow-up question
Yes.
on this?
One follow-up question, not related
Yeah.
to this, but outside of it, because you talked about your speech that was about the voting judges.
Yeah.
And one of the questions that is very discussed in the Toastmasters community is, should a speech refer Toastmasters or not? Because it's an easy connect. If you are talking about anything related to Toastmasters, you connect with everybody in that room. But it's an easy way out. But if you're doing it on something that is not relevant to them, then you have to find out what will be globally connecting to all. So that, what is your perspective on that?
Yeah. So normally, what I do, I have tried both perspectives. I'm from a security department. Security, when it comes, none of us would ever want to be a security officer. Even I, if you give me a chance today कि आपको फिर से security में जाना है, I'll say यार नहीं पैसे मिल रहे इसलिए आ रहा हूँ and all. So in the starting of my, this, I had been doing stand-up comedy in my companies, in my security team, and people were laughing like anything. I tried those jokes in the corporate, in the Toastmasters. People were not able to connect because, I was not able to create a mental picture of the story in their minds. So why do people choose, these things in Toastmasters? Because they are quite in the comfort zone. In Toastmasters, people will be able to connect better. Like our conversation generally go from 7.5 minutes. I don't, I cross the red signal, keeping, these are the basic punches. But the question here is how well you know your audience. So for example, if you are from a community corporate club, or if you are from a community club, in which city you are, like Mumbai, if I talk about Mumbai, so you have that traffic problem, you have that, you know, home wala problem. And on that thing, one of the person, I'm forgetting his name, he was in touch with me. He said, Rohin, I'm planning to do it in such a way, whether you do this. I said, you are in Mumbai. Mumbai people will be able to connect it better. So till area, till division, it's really working fine. But when you come out of the Mumbai and people staying in Gujarat or people staying in Gurgaon, they'll not be able to correlate to your idea of this thing. So here the question arises, what well you know your audience. Idea is to connect. If you get connected, that only you can deliver. If you don't get connected, your punches will go for a shot. I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely, Rohin. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Any other question, guys?
One question. Let's say if I'm delivering this speech and yeah, Shushmita, you can go.
No, you
take.
can ask. And why always ladies first?
ये भी एक punchline हो गया. So let's say if I'm giving a speech and उस speech में the humor doesn't work. From start to the end, the humor is not working. And I know if I go as per the ballot, the audience engagement part will be about, let's say, 15 marks. But is it specific for the humor part or it's also about the connection thing?
Now, two things come here in this regard. The general purpose, there are two purposes of a speech generally. General purpose, specific purpose. General purpose is generally once you have given your speech, what do you want the audience to do? Educate, entertain, motivate, persuade. This is the general purpose. If the audience has not laughed, your general purpose of the speech has not worked. Now, second thing is the specific purpose. What you want the audience to remember after listening to your speech. Even if it's a humorous speech, they don't laugh, but they remember your message. you have fair chances. But since the general purpose, you have not made them laugh. Even if I'm not laughing in a humorous speech, it means I'm not going to give you. Then that ballot, first judgment is here, then it comes on the ballot. In that part, what you need to do, you need to recheck your speech after the speech. What worked? What kind of audience did I have? Evaluation. Take feedback from those 2 3 people. Were you able to connect in the starting? Or then constructive feed. And at that time you need some motivation also. अरे यार लोग हंसे नहीं हो सकता है मीन्स एजुकेटेड लोग ना हो मेरा पंच समझ में आना हो number of things are there. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sushmita, sorry for that in a punchline. Why should ladies have all the fun? Now you can ask the question.
Yeah. Hi, DTM Rohin. My question to you was that to what extent can we experiment in audience engagement? Like the stereotypical raise your hands or do you agree, yes or no? Any other way to experiment?
Yeah, fantastic question. And I would say that it's a great observation. Audience experiment, generally what happens, why do we do engagement and this question and on? We want to connect first. No? So I think this is general way. Raise your hands if you have so and so. How many of you have done so and so? This thing is going. It depends upon the audience you are doing. Uh, what kind of audience you are interacting with. If you know your audience well, try to find out a common emotion. Like recently, I had been watching this one, song from Sardarji. One Sardarji, I'm forgetting his name. It was मैं आदतों का मारा बहाना दे गया मेरा 1 लाख वाला गाना रह गया. It has given the story of even every individual, those who were very talented in their life but could not do much. I was so coming on to your question, Sushmita. Here's the first part is connection. You can do it with sharing one shared emotion. That shared emotion can be from a mother's perspective, from an employee's perspective, from entrepreneur's perspective. But you need to set the context, what kind of thing you are going to tell to the audience. One thing what I generally don't do is I don't ask about their opinions. What are your views about this? It may happen person comes and he takes away your stage and he doesn't give it to back. This room size is such a big that you are asking question and you're not getting the answer back. Like nowadays people say, if you like this thing, give me hoo hoo. If you don't want married women, do me ho ho. So engagement matters, but what matters is the more is the connect. It can be a simple, typical question. Like in my case, it was starting with a punchline. It was a joke that was not explained. That I had explained it to the kept it to the audience to guess. So typical style, you can always do something different. You can start with
Thank you.
quotation. You can ask, I know that I myself was confused in answering this question, but what matters is the connection. How well you can be connect to the audience. Like today, when I came to this session, I had not prepared that I'll say, Bill Gates has said feedback is the breakfast of the champion. And today I'm going to, no, it's not. I just came, have a conversation with Arindam, Prajyoti, Abhishek, other people. Then I made my perspective and then I started. The connection was there in the starting. Then I delivered. But when you go on the stage, you don't have much time. Just get to, look into the eyes of 2 3 people, get that genuine connection, and then start. I think that vary from stage to stage. Thank you. Anyone else? Any other question?
Maybe I'll go. So Arindam used the prop, and that went pretty well during his humorous speech. So do you advise to use that prop? Maybe take a, what I can say, uh, just to support to your speech. Do you advise to use prop?
Yeah. if props is aligned to your central message. Like I give you example of that cigarette smoking. He didn't use anything. He said, just come. What? And people laugh like anything. So the using a prop is not mandatory, but if it's using it is adding more credibility to your message, more connection to your audience. The mental picture, what you in your words were not able to get in the minds of the people, if that prop is adding, say for example, NEET exam. Now the NEET exam is going around the corner around the country, and if you just come and say that today the topic and so just you bring out the NEET exam or there's written NEET, it may add it's not as valuable, it's because people are already aware. So some things, props, if it's adding a mental picture in the minds of the audience, that can add value. Otherwise, using or not, I didn't use anything. So it depends. I could have used voting ballot, but is it
Yeah.
adding value to your message or not?
Yeah. No. Thank you.
And as I told, I'm not expert. I'm just sharing my opinions. I may be wrong. I may be right. So these are just my opinions.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
guys. Anyone else? Any other question? No questions. So let's hear some praise from you guys. बहुत अच्छा session था, बड़ा अच्छा लगा. And genuinely, if you have some feedbacks that I can always add in my session, so just give it in the link provided by Arindam. अगर अच्छा लगा तो ठीक है यार, that's part of life. मजा आया. Thank you so much, guys. Arindam, over to you for that praise and everything.
Okay. So I'll share it live. Uh, for example, you'll get it live results. अभी मैं general evaluator बन जा रहा हूँ. And I did not win. So this is the results which have come. This was totally expected. There were 8 responses, and the likes, how it was, what did you like most was it was conversational mode, engaging content, simplified message. The interactive discussion made the session more engaging, tips to prepare more. Then subsequently, what could have been better? Everything is gone. Okay. Last one is from the last one here. Humorous speech preparation notes, so more points are expected for the beginners.
This is the person who has joined, I think, late. Yeah, I'm just joking. If even after the session, if somebody has some, queries, you can give my number to them. They can call me anytime before 11 p.m. in the night. उसके बाद मैं नहीं call उठाता हूँ.
And before I leave, I would request everyone to switch on the camera. I just want to take one picture. And genuinely, it was a wonderful session. You talked about audience connect. First thing जो मैंने लिखा हुआ है, मेरा 2 पेज हो चुका है already. And the first thing you talked about connect, why I could relate was the first time I talked with you, I had this genuine connection. So thank you very much for taking up this session. And also thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Abhishek. We were in a meeting earlier just before this meeting. To my mentor Toastmaster Amruta, अभी ये feedback मिलने के बाद I don't know what she's going to do. तो कुछ होता है तो Rohin, you know what has happened to me. And thank you to Toastmaster Shushmita and everyone else who have joined this session. I would request everyone, if you can just switch on for a moment, I'll take the picture and then we can close it. Abhijit, any words? Amruta, Abhishek, you can also share something.
I'll not say much, but the maybe honest feedback I would like to give to Mr. Rohan. He's a very, which I observed is a very genuine guy. I mean, the good thing is, जो बोलता है ना कि जो मुंह पे जो दिल में है वो मुंह पे बोल देता है. So that's a honest feedback I can give it to him. A wonderful session. Thank you so much for your time. I know it is busy on the weekend. You have family time and still getting 2 hours. It's really tough job. So thank you so much from everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Amruta?
Yes, so I heard him at Jaipur Eloquence. I heard his speech live, BJ speech. And after that, when Arindam won the division contest, I told Arindam that I am good at speech crafting, but when it comes to humor, you have to reach out to some district winner. Reach out to Rohin. I listened to his speech and I told him ki go and talk to that guy. That guy was superb in VJ speech because I was a VJ number of times and I know how it feels when no one is acknowledging you for your job. So I really liked that speech. I enjoyed that speech. And I really like that you help Arindam throughout his journey in evaluation as well. So when we were discussing about education session, I told him try to reach out to Rohin he comes and deliver his session. And thankfully, I also witnessed today's session. It was really informative for all the new members as well as experience as well. Thank you so much, Rohin.
और एक वो बाकी रह गया ना, गिला शिकवा इवोल्यूशन कॉन्टेस्ट के लिए.
No, I don't have any gila shikwa. I'll have only sukha shikwa. So I'll have it, this year I was planning I'll not participate in evaluation, but now I'll participate. एक बार जीत के लोग नहीं मान रहे, मेरे को दोबारा जीतना पड़ेगा.
chances do आप. I also
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, guys.
And also we have someone who has just become distinguished Toastmaster. His distinguished Toastmaster Abhishek. He is the division director of District 225. Abhishek, please.
Many
Thank you,
congratulations to
Arindam.
Abhishek.
Thanks, Rohin. Thanks, Arinav. This is the lovely aspect of Toastmasters that we connect in various meetings. And Arinav now comes to some of our meetings and he sends that yes, there is a training which is coming up. And I attended and it was such a lovely session. Thanks, Rohin. Sometimes you miss the genuine feedback that comes in. And as you said, sometimes we Toastmasters get so caught up into Toastmasters lingo and everything. So it was so lovely to have a session that was so genuine from the heart. So thank you, Rohit. I think it was one of the best sessions that I had for Humorous Speech Contest. So thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. I wish
Thank you
my
so
wife
much.
was there in the meeting. वो बाहर बैठी है, वो इतनी तारीफ सुनती उसको लगता है अच्छे बंदे से करी शादी. So this, guys, keep enjoying, keep laughing, and keep
Thank you.
others laugh. Let's have a
Thank you.
photograph if you want. Otherwise,
Yes.
तो
I'll share
With
वो
smile.
photograph जो मैंने chat में दिया हुआ वो तो दिया हुआ ही है. We can again take one photograph. Just a second.
Thumbs
And
up,
then I'll
guys.
also share it on the WhatsApp. Okay, just a second. Yeah, thumbs up सब मैं ही thumbs up नहीं कर पा रहा था. एक second left hand से करता हूँ. Yes, great. Thank you so much.
thank you so much
Bye.
for
Thank you.
inviting, guys. Have a great
Bye.
weekend ahead. Thank you so much. Wish you all the
Bye.
best
Thank
for
you.
upcoming sessions. Thank you
Thank you,
so
guys.
much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.